Hello, Cúd Millie Falcha. Welcome to the Robert Burns Humanitarian Awards 2023. I'm your host, Kenny Boyle. I am the author of the novel The Tick and the Talk of the Crocodile Clock. I star in the feature film Lost at Christmas, and I'm currently touring around Ayrshire with the Gaiety, visiting venues across the whole of Ayrshire. So hopefully, if you're in Ayrshire, I'll be at a venue near you very soon. However, we're not just broadcasting to Ayrshire just now, but the entire world. That's right. We are at about 12 o'clock just now here in Bonnie, Scotland. However, one of our finalists is in India, and they're probably just about ready to be having their dinner about now. And one of our finalists is in the Philippines, so they're probably just about ready to be going to their beds. So let's get this show on the road. We are here to celebrate the Robert Burns Humanitarian Awards 2023. These awards are supported by Destination South Ayrshire and South Ayrshire Council. They were set up in 2002 in order to recognise courage, commitment, inspiration and humanitarian efforts from people of any nationality, age, gender or race. All of the nominees that have come in for this award are incredible and exceptional people, and we're very lucky to have some people on the judging panel who are previous winners of the award. Not only will the winner today receive the prestige of being named winner of the Robert Burns Humanitarian Award 2023, they will also receive 1,759 guineas, or at least the equivalent of that in pounds, which is about £1,800. The reason for that is because it signifies the year of birth of the bard himself, Robert Burns, 1759, and also the currency that was in circulation at the time. Now, as I've already alluded to, we are online just now. We are reaching every corner of the globe. We have viewers from all over the world, and as such, we should get moving along. So allow me to introduce just now, to tell you a little bit more about the awards, Councillor Mary Kilpatrick, the Deputy Provost of South Ayrshire Council. Councillor Mary Kilpatrick, please take it away. Over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Councillor Mary Kilpatrick, Deputy Provost of South Ayrshire, and I have great pleasure today to welcome you all to the 2023 celebration of the legacy of our bard, the Robert Burns Humanitarian Award. Similar to last year, our ceremony remains online. However, we could not let this occasion pass without celebrating the work of our humanitarians. 264 years ago to the day he was born, we remember Ravi and all that he believed in by celebrating the achievements of this year's finalists: Dr. Ramakrishnan, the Hansel Foundation, and John Flanagan. Our three finalists today have one thing in common, and that is dedication, passion for humanity and equality, something Burns himself stood for. Collectively, they have stood up to help the vulnerable and those who may have lost hope. They have striven to alleviate suffering and to provide a brighter, safer, more peaceful future for all of us. Burns himself wrote, "Man's inhumanity to man makes countless thousands mourn." And that's a sentiment I'm sure we all recognise when we think of what people have to endure on a daily basis. However, with humanitarians like John, Ranuka and the Hansel Foundation and the organisations they have created, we can take comfort in knowing that they are tackling that humanity day by day and bit by bit. What our three finalists have done and continue to do is change people's lives. At the heart of everything they do is fellowship, putting others first, righting wrongs, and showing people that there is light at the end of the tunnel. They've done this by setting a goal to make a difference, and that's certainly been achieved. And I'm truly humbled to be part of the ceremony recognising their work. I wonder what Rabi's mum and dad would think of their son's enduring fame. 264 years after he was born, their little bundle of joy is still much loved throughout the world. and celebrated as a humanitarian and true man of the people. John, Ranuka and the Hansel Foundation, to me, you are all winners. And I'm just glad that I don't have the difficult task faced by the judging panel of choosing between the nominations. You have all shown that there's room for everyone in this world, and we all count, no matter who you are or where you come from. I've no doubt that everyone watching at home will be astounded to hear the details of your efforts and achievements and the truly inspirational stories we're about to hear. I'm sure this will be a ceremony we will all remember. Thank you.
Many thanks, Councillor Mary Kilpatrick, for that heartwarming introduction. Now, for our three finalists, this journey began in July 2022, all the way back last year. We were inundated with applications for this year's awards, and from those applications, 76 nominees were chosen. Those 76 nominees have been deliberated over by our judges, back and forth, just with absolute tendency towards it. And in the end, we have 3 nominees left, our final 3 nominees. And so let us move on to our judge, our first judge, Robert Burns enthusiast and actor, John Murtagh, who is introducing our first finalist, Dr. Ranuka Ramakrishnan. Over to you, John.
Hello there, my name is John Murtagh, and I'm very privileged to be a judge in the Robert Burns Humanitarian Award. Every year I'm deeply humbled and made feel inadequate almost by the people who are nominated for this award. There are so many of them. They are extraordinary people living in a very selfish and self-centered world at times. Today, the candidate is Dr. Ranuka Ramakrishnan, or as she's known in India, Dr. Mother, or Mother Doctor. When she was 16 years old, she had an experience that was to change her life. She saw an Indian leper who the crematoriums refused to handle, refused to deal with. So she herself took care of the body and did what was necessary. And that set her on a long life path to looking after people with Hansen's or leprosy, as we know it. And it may seem strange, but it is an illness that is still prevalent in certain parts of the world, and still lepers are shunned. And she's one of those remarkable people who work on the outskirts of society with the disenfranchised and the people who are disengaged from the mainstream. She is their spokesman. She was 16 years old when this happened. Then she trained to become a doctor, and as known in India, as I said, as Dr. Mother or Mother Doctor. This incredible woman speaks Tamil, English, Hindi and Sanskrit. She, over the past 30 years, her rescue, remedy and rehabilitation and rebuilding ethos towards her leprosy patients has gifted many thousands of people her physical, mental, social and economic lives back. As well as a doctor, she acts as a counsellor, mentor, motivational speaker and educator for many non-government organisations, charities, orphanages and homes for the elderly. She's been responsible for 1,500 free medical clinics which have treated 250,000 people. It is astonishing, the contribution that this individual has made to society, to India. and ultimately to all of us. She looks forward to a compassionate, equal, and progressed India, just as we in this country look forward to a compassionate, equal, and progressed Scotland. We have the advantage of having a wonderful NHS, which even now is under threat. But there are people in it who are as dedicated and caring and progressive as Dr. Mother. I'm very proud to talk about this lady, because she is really, and it's an overused word, extraordinary. People use it quite glibly. They say there was a man walking along the street and there was a hole and he fell in it. It was quite extraordinary. Well, it wasn't quite extraordinary. But what this woman has done is quite extraordinary. She worked with blood donors, blood donor donation. 40,000 patients have been screened across 300 medical camps. She worked with 5,000 HIV patients. They've received treatment, rehabilitation services. She's also arranged training and counselling for the transgender community to help them earn a living. I suppose she might be described as a do-gooder, which has become a kind of pejorative term. My recollection of where it comes from is from Thomas Paine, who was one of the founders of the American Revolution. And Thomas Paine said, "The world is my country, to do good is my religion, and all men are my brothers." And she has certainly participated in that ethos. As well as devoting her life's work to medicine and to leprosy patients in particular, Dr. Ramakrishnan is a wife, mother, and grandmother. I wonder what she does in her spare time. But whatever it is, it will be remarkable and a tremendous contribution to all of us. So thank you very much on behalf of all of Scotland and all of the progressive people in this world. Thank you, Dr. Renuka Ramakrishnan.
The biggest disease today is not leprosy or tuberculosis, but rather the feeling of being unwanted. A quote by Mother Teresa. I am Rotarian Dr. Renuka Ramakrishnan from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. I would like to really feel very humbled to get nominated for this award of Dr. Robert Burns Humanitarian Award by South Ayrshire Council. Really, I feel that when I received the mail, I thought, is it true? Is it really true? I was really wondering. And then when I saw all the three nominees reading their stories, I really felt so happy that every one of them really deserved this award. I just have to tell you a short story of how I became a doctor and what is behind it. At 16 years of age, while I was walking on the roadside in a small town called Kumbakonam, I just saw a dead body of a leprosy patient without any clothes. I immediately took the decision that I would cremate him, and I just took my dupatta and covered his private parts and went to a crematorium. There I was told that here they won't cremate. So I went to another crematorium, and there, with the help of an old man, I cremated this dead body of this leprosy patient. And on this patient's face, I last promised that I would become a doctor and I would serve these community patients of leprosy who are really, really suffering a lot. So I studied from JIPMA Pondicherry, central government institution, and I decided to work for these leprosy patients. For the last 40 years, I've been working for them. I really know the pain they're undergoing, and this is how my story in life has started. And being nominated for this award is indeed a great feeling. I wish all the three finalists who have been nominated and shortlisted for this award are very best of luck. And really, I'm thankful to God for giving me this opportunity to meeting you all. Once again, thank you. And
Thank you so much to John Murtagh, and congratulations, Dr. Ramakrishnan. Now, our next judge is no stranger to Robert Burns and no stranger to the Robert Burns Humanitarian Awards. Caroline Smith is the operations manager at the Robert Burns Birthplace Museum in Alloway, and she's here to introduce our second finalist, the Hansel Foundation. Over to you, Caroline.
Hello, I'm Caroline Smith and I'm the Operations Manager here at the Robert Burns Birthplace Museum in Alloway. The Hansel Foundation was founded in the Ayrshire village of Symington in 1963 with the aim of breaking down barriers faced by people with additional support needs. The foundation was formed by Isabel and Tom Murdoch to create a stimulating living environment for their daughter, Lindy, who had Down syndrome, and other young people with additional support needs. The ethos behind Hansel, which means a gift for a new beginning, was based on the work by Professor Tizard, who had demonstrated that children with learning difficulties were more likely to thrive in a more natural, domestic environment than in a hospital. The first log cabin dormitories were built for 34 residents in 1964, quickly followed by the development of a shop and a clinic. Employment opportunities for residents were first created in 1965 through the gardening, knitwear and pottery workshops and laundry. Since then, living accommodation has been extended to cater for 99 young people, and supported care was introduced in the 1990s. Over the years, residential options have continued to develop and grow, and 4 respite caravans were added to the services in 2021. Lindy's sister, Blanche Nicholson, served on the board of directors for Hansel from 1978 until 1987, when her role changed to that of Director of Client Services. She went on to receive an MBE for her lifelong commitment to people with learning difficulties and their families, and she also became the first Ayrshire recipient of the Robert Burns Humanitarian Award in 2014 for her work with Hansel. Though Blanche is now retired, the work of the Hansel Foundation continues and employs more than 400 people to care and support safe and positive environments for people to thrive, while partnering with healthcare agencies and other organisations. This year, Hansel Foundation celebrates its 60th anniversary and has greatly developed its services during that time. The Foundation now offers a range of residential accommodation and home support, respite and short breaks, as well as employment, education and enterprise through the Hansel 3E project. Hansel 3E is a social enterprise which seeks to develop opportunities through several routes, including employability and volunteering, supported businesses and education, and enterprise programs such as the Hansel Laundry, Lindy's Tea Room and the Grounds Maintenance Services, which all offer paid employment and work experience for people with learning difficulties. This has been life-changing for so many candidates. Hansel's mission is to continue ensuring we deliver empowering support so every person feels included and experiences equality, choice, dignity, compassion and respect. And this is why the Hansel Foundation is a worthy finalist of the Robert Burns Humanitarian Award 2023.
Hello, I'm Jerry Lindsay, Managing Director here at Hansel. Since our beginnings in 1963, Hansel has always strived to break down barriers faced by people with additional support needs, creating inclusive environments, opportunities and choices to enable people in Ayrshire to live independent and fulfilling lives. Hansel is a leading social care charity which places innovation and passion at the forefront of delivering real change for the people we support through a range of services and opportunities we can provide. We do this through our fantastic team of more than 400 colleagues and volunteers whose dedicated approach to care and support creates a safe and positive environment for people to thrive. Our vision is to give people of all abilities the freedom to live the life they choose. And this is reflected in each of the areas and types of support we provide. We offer residential accommodation and home support and have a range of housing support options within towns and villages across Ayrshire. We also offer small group living residential care as a choice for individuals who may have particular needs or preferences and who wish to live in South Ayrshire. Our respite and short break service offers a change from the daily routine, whether that be for a few hours a week or for an exciting short break to a new destination. With each individual supported person firmly in charge, all our respite services are personalised and designed to match their choice of activities. We have a range of short break and respite accommodation options, including adult residential places in North and South Ayrshire, and a fun caravan holiday park experience here within our Broadmeadows estate in Simonton. We believe that people with additional support needs in Ayrshire should also have equal access to learning, training and employment opportunities, which provide a network of support and friendship, as well as increased choice and self-respect. In recognition of this, we set up Hansel 3E, the 3 E's representing employment, education and enterprise. This being a social enterprise which delivers employability and volunteering programmes, supported businesses and education and enterprise support. Our success has been and continues to be life-changing for many people. Each year we support more individuals to explore employment as a lifestyle choice, and we operate 3 supported businesses within Hansel: our tea room, Lindy's, our commercial laundry and our grounds maintenance service, all being small businesses where people can undertake paid employment or benefit from work experience opportunities. Everyone at Hansel is delighted and honoured to be nominated and selected as a finalist for the Robert Burns Humanitarian Award for 2023, a year in which we will celebrate our 60th anniversary of the provision of a breadth of positive care and support experiences for people with additional support needs across Ayrshire. The nomination is therefore especially appreciated in recognition of the dedication that the organisation, through our team members, has shown to the very many people who have been supported by Hansel over the past 60 years, and which has undoubtedly helped support positive change in many lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline, and congratulations to the Hansel Foundation. Our next judge is the former presidents of the Robert Burns World Federation. Just like with John and Caroline, we're very fortunate to have had Jane Brown with us for many, many years. And Jane Brown is here to introduce our final finalist, John Flanagan. Take it away, please, Jane.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jane Brown. I'm a past president of the Robert Burns World Federation. Once again, the nominations for the Robert Burns Humanitarian Awards had to be judged. May I tell you, it is one of the hardest jobs I ever have to do. Everyone that's been nominated is so deserving. But it is my great pleasure to introduce to yourselves this evening one of this year's worthy finalists. His name is John Flanagan. John is a former drama teacher, a DJ and public relations executive from Oldham. He is now aged 71 years and for the last 13 years has been helping the poor, the infirm and the homeless people of the Philippines. He has done this so selflessly with no funding or sponsorship from anyone, but through his own funds and his steadfast fundraising efforts. It is estimated that he has managed to help around 250,000 people. This is phenomenal. He has helped people to find food, shelter, clothing, shoes, medical help, employment, homes, and even education. He did this after moving to the Philippines and became aware of the level of poverty in this country. And after touring around the country and seeing for himself the impoverished areas, he became to understand their needs and to set out to help as many people as he could. He joined the country's task force during COVID-19 and through his connections in the UK managed to launch an educational programme offering schooling in English. He managed to procure donations of stationery items, calculators, notebooks, pens, backpacks, and even water bottles for this purpose. He was filmed by a national TV company who followed him around when he was on his duties. They followed him for a week, helping the poor and the homeless. It was called An Englishman in the Philippines. He has had many accolades, including an honorary fellowship by Leeds Trinity University in recognition of his charitable and selfless work in the Philippines. I am sure you will agree he is a very worthy finalist of the Robert Burns Humanitarian Awards 2023. May I thank you and wish good luck to all the finalists who are all winners in our eyes. Thank you.
Hi, my name is John Michael Flanagan from Oldham in England, but now based for the past 12 years in the Philippines. And I'm one of the 3 finalists on the shortlist for the Robert Burns Humanitarian Award for 2023. Well, what can I say? I'm absolutely, totally, overwhelmingly, as we say in England, gobsmacked. The fact that I've been included in the final shortlist for the prestigious Robert Burns Humanitarian Award for 2023 is something that I would never have dreamed of. And I can only say thank you to all those people who've considered the work that I put in over the last 12 years here in the Philippines. And I hope that other people will take note and maybe in their own way offer some help to the less privileged and the needy, wherever they are in the world. I started back in 2010 when I first moved here, and as I walked around and wandered the Philippines, various places, I noticed the amount of abject poverty, the number of people sleeping rough, the number of people living in abject poverty, and the street children, and the people so poor they could not even afford medical care. I promised myself that I would do what I could to help out, and since that day, with very few exceptions, I have worked every day in order to make the lives better for the people that live in squalor around the various regions in the Philippines. My work has involved helping the homeless to find places to live, providing medical care, getting people to consider helping people, finding wheelchairs, medicines, clothes, toys, educational books. You name it, I've done it. Also, I've a tremendous response from the public in the Philippines for providing necessary clothes and stuff like that will make their lives that little bit better. I have also been involved in community feeding programs and also visiting areas that many people have never seen for themselves. It really is an eye-opener. And I work alongside the staff at 4 elementary schools, which I am a stakeholder in by virtue of donating goods. And in fact, I even got the award for Stakeholder of the Year for 2022. In addition to that, I was recognised by my old university for the work I've been putting in, and last year I was invited over to England to accept an award of Honorary Fellow of Leeds Trinity University. Again, totally unexpected, but something I will remember for the rest of my life. Whether or not I am successful in this particular case remains to be seen, but just getting as far as I have is itself a great honour and very humbling. And I hope to continue my work in the coming years, unless old age gets me first. After all, I am now 71. But thank you again for all those people who tried to support me. I've done it all on my own, really. No funding, no sponsorship, but I've enjoyed every minute. And the reward is just seeing the smiles and appreciation on the faces of the recipients, young and old. I could go on, but time is short. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much, Jane, and congratulations to John. Wow, what incredible, inspirational stories. Every single one of our finalists has done real, measurable good in this world, and all of you are already winners. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the judges, John, Caroline, Jane, the whole judging panel. None of this could have happened without you, so thank you for your hard work and your dedication. And now, it's my great pleasure to introduce the leader of South Ayrshire Council, Councillor Martin Dowie. Martin, over to you.
My name is Councillor Martin Dowie. I'm leader of the South Ayrshire Council, and I'm very honoured to be the chair of the Robert Burns Humanitarian Awards. This has been a very difficult couple of years for the council and indeed the country and the world, and we're very keen to continue the Robert Burns Humanitarian Awards to showcase the good work that's happening all across the world.
I hope the incredible stories you have just heard of humanity, equality and inclusion have all helped to bring the Bard back to life for this very special ceremony. Burns' legacy is well and truly alive today and has been demonstrated in all of our nominations this year. 264 years after his birth, his work continues to influence people from all over the world. With thanks to people like our Humanitarian Award finalists: Dr. Ramakrishnan, the Hansel Foundation and John Flanagan. We know there are people working tirelessly to turn that dream into reality. It is these efforts that the Robert Burns Humanitarian Awards recognises and celebrates. The efforts of people who go out of their way to change lives for the better. I hope you will agree with me that our finalists are terrific examples of that. Our finalists this year were shortlisted for their efforts, albeit from very different fields. They do share a common goal. They are dedicated to make a difference. And that's what makes this award so important. It recognises the legacy that Burns left the world. Not just in his words and music, but in his values and beliefs of humanity, equality and inclusion. My thanks firstly go to my fellow judges for their input to the judging process. This year we had an overwhelming number of nominations submitted, which resulted in 76 nominations. So you can imagine it was a significant job to whittle them down to 3 finalists. Certainly not an easy one when all were worthy of their nomination. My thanks go to our judges, John Murtagh, Jane Brown, Caroline Smith, Habib Malik and Councillor Lee Lyons for their insight, input and guidance. Thank you all. I hope you don't mind if I say a few more words before we get to the news you've all been waiting for. I would like to thank our South Ayrshire Council events team, especially Heather Dick, who have organised and coordinated all aspects of this award process. Thanks also to our colleagues at the National Trust for Scotland and the Gaiety Theatre for their continued support. I would also like to thank Jennifer Harper, whose contributions are invaluable. Thanks also to Kenny Boyle and AMD Studios for the support, advice and creativity on this year's ceremony. Our award is only as good as our nominees and the stories they tell. So thank you all for your incredible tales this year.
I would like to thank everybody for watching this around the world today. It's very important for us in South Ayrshire that you support the Robert Burns Humanitarian Award. We're very proud here in South Ayrshire that Robert Burns was born here, and there's nothing further for me to do but to pass you over to our great compere Kenny, who's going to announce the awards.
Thank you, Councillor Dowie, for those lovely words, and thank you for chairing the judging panel again this year. No easy task, I'm sure. Now, I'd just like to reiterate one of the things that one of the finalists said, that the real reward is seeing the smiles and looks of appreciation on the recipients' faces, both young and old. That, for me, is what this award is really about. Listen, I could listen to the things that our finalists have been talking about all day and all night. They're so inspirational, but I think the time has finally come, the moment you've all been waiting for me to reveal the winner of the Robert Burns Humanitarian Award. The winner of this year's Robert Burns Humanitarian Awards 2023 is Dr. Renuka Ramakrishnan.
I first thank God and the jury members of South Ayrshire Council for giving me this wonderful Dr. Robert Burns Humanitarian Award 2023 as a winner. I'm really happy about it. And I think my heart is filled with excitement and unlimited gratitude on being selected as the finalist of the most sought after Dr. Robert Burns Humanitarian Award for the year 2023. I feel that my motto in life always is service to humanity is service to mankind, and I really assure that this award will definitely make me to serve the humanity and the underprivileged till the end of my life, till the last breath of my life. And I'm sure that this award will enthuse me and all the more to devote myself to the cause and betterment of the most underprivileged, deprived society of leprosy patients. It will further accelerate my burning urge to serve this section of the population with for leprosy uncompromised devotion. I also hope that this award will provide immeasurable impetus to me to tread the noble path of serving the people affected with unfortunate disease called leprosy. I profusely thank and bow my head to the chair of RBHA and the South Ayrshire Council for bestowing me this prestigious award. I also thank my family and my close friends, and also above all my well-wishers who have been constantly and consistently supporting me and encouraging me to carry on with my determination in serving these underprivileged people in the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ramakrishnan, and from myself and everyone at the Robert Burns Humanitarian Awards, congratulations on your well-deserved win. All that's left for me to say is thanks again to all of the nominees, the finalists, the judges, everyone involved in this and making this production possible, and of course to you, the viewers at home, wherever you happen to be in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's goodbye from me. Slanjiva Moharshan agus Tapa Live, Chirian Drasta Martian Live. See you next year. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.